This is Leonardo DiCaprio, Oscar winner, planet saver, jet fuel enthusiast. He dated your teenage crush. He made you cry in Titanic. And he made over $300 million while giving speeches about saving the planet. But behind the TED Talks, Earth Day posts, and carefully curated documentaries is a man whose carbon footprint rivals some countries. Because behind the model-filled yachts and filtered air penthouses lives a climate activist who owns a private island, rents yachts from oil billionaires, and takes private jets to accept environmental awards. Welcome to Cash or Crazy, where we expose how saving the planet can sometimes look a lot like burning it down in first class. Money, rich guy stuff, aka Leonardo's emissions list. Let's start with the island. Yes, an actual island. DiCaprio bought Blackador Cay off the coast of Belize for $1.75 million. And what is he turning it into? An eco-resort for the ultra-wealthy. Solar-powered villas, water filtration systems, and helipads. Because apparently, nothing says sustainability like arriving by helicopter. Then there's the real estate. Leo's property portfolio spans both coasts. A $10 million Malibu beach mansion with ocean views. A $23 million compound in Los Angeles complete with pools, tennis courts, and more than one guest house. A $9 million eco-loft in New York City that features filtered air and bamboo flooring. He also owns multiple apartments in Battery Park and a Palm Springs estate once owned by Dinah Shore, all contributing to a portfolio estimated between $60 to $80 million. And that's just what's publicly known. Now for the yachts. DiCaprio frequently rents mega yachts, including the 482-foot Topaz worth an estimated $400 million. Fun fact, it's owned by a UAE oil tycoon. Yes, the man who promotes green energy held environmental fundraisers on a floating oil-funded fortress. One of these yachts reportedly hosted Leo and 40 models. No, that's not a tabloid exaggeration. It happened. He's also hosted climate summits and charitable events on board, turning luxury into awareness with champagne fountains and DJ booths. When called out for the hypocrisy, his team often cites offsetting emissions. But let's be honest, that only flies for people who own carbon credit portfolios. Now the skies. DiCaprio's private jet lifestyle is nothing short of excessive. In one particularly infamous week, he took 6 private flights, including one just to receive an environmental award. And no, he didn't zoom in. He invests in eco-banking apps, but likely spends more on jet fuel than most people earn in a year. He preaches change but flies solo. If you're wondering how a climate activist reconciles that, so are we. Juice and WTF moments. Let's talk about the dating pattern, the one the internet can't stop laughing at. DiCaprio has never publicly dated anyone over the age of 25, not once. The DiCaprio dating graph is real. While he ages past 45, his partner's ages stay frozen. When Camilla Maroney turned 26, she was gone. Currently, he's rumored to be dating Eden Polani, 19 years old. Apparently, the voting age is also Leo's dating age. Now on to his skincare routine. DiCaprio still looks 35 at nearly 50, and that's no accident. Rumors suggest he uses La Mer, an $800 skincare cream, on his elbows. Yes, elbows. While some people struggle to afford groceries, Leo's moisturizing like he's in a wrinkle-free war with time. Then there's Vegas Leo, the version the public doesn't see. Insiders report private poker nights, NDAs at the door, confiscated phones, and model-only guest lists. There are no selfies, no live streams, just blurry iPhone leaks and whispers from people who swear what happens in Leo's suite doesn't stay there. It gets lawyered up. Enjoying the ride so far? Like, comment, and hit subscribe. You won't believe what's next. Finally, the contradictions. DiCaprio invests in plant-based food companies like Beyond Meat. He gives TED Talks on climate justice. But he's also been photographed eating Wagyu beef on a yacht. He calls for carbon neutrality, but rides in convoys of SUVs to red carpets. Climate activists have called him a performative green capitalist. And yet, he keeps getting invited to Davos every year to speak about sustainability. Because, of course, it's Leo. Enjoying the ride so far? Like, comment, and hit subscribe. You won't believe what's next. Mini bio. Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio was born in 1974 in Los Angeles. His acting career began in baby commercials and sitcoms like Growing Pains, but his real breakthrough came in 1997 with Titanic. The film turned him into a global superstar, heartthrob, and household name. Since then, he's become one of Hollywood's most bankable actors, with films like Inception, The Wolf of Wall Street, and The Revenant, which finally earned him an Oscar in 2016. Beyond acting, he's branded himself as a dedicated environmentalist, producing climate documentaries, donating millions to green causes, and partnering with major climate initiatives. His net worth? Around $300 million. But for someone so publicly committed to protecting the Earth, his lifestyle choices tell a very different story. This is the paradox of DiCaprio, a man who wants to save the planet, but not without a first-class seat, five-star dinner, and a super yacht on standby. One more thing. He might be in Titanic too. Let's be clear. Leonardo DiCaprio isn't doing Titanic 2 in the traditional sense. He's not reprising his role as Jack or floating on another door. But he is producing a film that might as well be a sequel. Spiritually, it's reportedly a major climate disaster movie. Think Don't Look Up meets Titanic, with melting ice caps instead of icebergs and rising seas replacing romantic violin quartets. The working title hasn't been announced, but insiders say it focuses on an apocalyptic climate event that mirrors many of the warnings Leo has spent years preaching about. It's fiction, yes, but clearly meant to double as a cautionary tale. There's also a whisper that DiCaprio might appear in a cameo, and if he does, the irony writes itself. What could be more poetic than the man whose lifestyle accelerates climate collapse, playing a background character in a movie about it? Maybe he'll play a carbon credit, maybe a stranded billionaire on a sinking yacht, or maybe just a guy yelling, "I'm the king of the world," as the waterline rises around him. Either way, it's a cinematic circle that closes itself. But whether he's on screen or just behind the scenes, the message is the same. Leonardo DiCaprio has built an entire second career out of climate activism, even as his personal habits seem to contradict every word of his professional message. And now, he's putting that contradiction on camera, on purpose. Final thoughts. The plot twist. So here's the real twist in Leo's story. Can someone still be the world's most famous environmentalist while emitting more CO2 than a private coal plant during Black Friday? Can you advocate for a carbon-neutral future while hosting model-packed parties on diesel-powered yachts? Can you accept climate awards while burning jet fuel to get there? The truth is, maybe you can. If you're Leonardo DiCaprio, to his credit, Leo has raised awareness. He's donated millions. He's produced real, powerful documentaries. He's lent his voice, his money, and his reputation to causes that need attention. Millions of people have been educated about environmental issues because Leo decided to speak out. But there's also the lifestyle, the jets, the yachts, the properties, the pattern of indulgence that doesn't just undermine his message, it directly contradicts it. In the world of celebrity activism, where image often matters more than action, DiCaprio stands out as a paradox. He might be one of the few actors truly passionate about climate change, but he also might be one of the worst examples of how to live that belief. He is, at once, the face of green activism and the symbol of carbon excess. The satire that writes itself. When you look at the full picture, the dating charts, the skin cream, the eco-lofts inside skyscrapers, the Davos panels, the Beyond Meat stock, the beef dinners, it becomes impossible not to laugh. Not because it's a joke, but because the contradiction is so stark, so dramatic, so on brand for Hollywood that satire becomes the only way to talk about it. He's Gatsby preaching frugality. He's Jordan Belfort teaching financial literacy. He's Jack Dawson warning about climate change while lighting a cigar with a $100 bill aboard a yacht. In today's content economy, Leonardo DiCaprio isn't just an actor or activist. He's a genre, a living meme, a walking contradiction that keeps on giving. And that's exactly why we made this episode. So, is Leo a hypocrite? Or just a product of a system where being seen caring is more profitable than actually changing? Maybe the real climate hustle isn't just emissions, it's image. Because when luxury meets activism, when yachts host fundraisers, and when private jets chase global awards, the line between hero and headline gets real blurry. This has been Cash or Crazy, where we follow the money behind the message. If you liked this breakdown, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more brutally honest dives into fame, fortune, and the contradictions in between. Click the video on the right or left. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.